lonely over there when you trying to, and you don't have a silver spoon in your mouth. You don't have the investment bankers. We invest in our own money. We're the only ones that believe in ourselves. And that right there, that's not like an easy thing to get up and do every day, because there's no blueprint for it. There's no school you could go to for it, no blueprint for it. There's no, and there's not a support system. You know what I'm saying? We out there on our own, hustling and making history.
Welcome back to the 216 Wealth Study for my 6th episode entitled How Riches Come to You. I hope everybody has their notepads and their pens ready. If you don't like to write, that's cool too. You could just rewind this video. That's how I make my money, by views. So just keep rewinding it so you can memorize it so it won't go over your head. What I'm telling y'all is all truth, all scientific facts. You can look it up right here. I'm breaking down for my first season, the science of getting rich. So without further ado, I'm gonna kick y'all some notes from my notebook, some gems and jewels. We can hop right into the science. The Supreme acts upon the minds of man. You can give to every man and woman more than you take from them. You can give them more in use value than the cash value that you take away from them. For example, the paper and ink and other materials used in this book may not be worth the money you pay for it, but if the ideas suggested in this book bring you thousands of dollars, you have not been wronged by the person who sold it to you. They have given you a great use value for a small cash value. You do not have to beat anybody in business. If you are in a business which does beat people, get out of the business at once.
Once I saw a little boy sitting at a piano and vainly trying to bring harmony out of the keys, and I saw that he was grieved and provoked by his inability to play real music. I asked him the cause of his vexation, and he answered, "I can feel the music in me, but I can't make my hands go right." The music in him was the urge of original substance, containing all the possibilities of all life. All that there is of music was seeking expression through the child. God, the one substance, is trying to live and do and enjoy things through humanity. He is saying, I want hands to build wonderful structures, to play divine harmonies, to paint glorious pictures. I want feet to run my errands, eyes to see my beauties, tongues to tell mighty truths, and to sing marvelous songs, and so on. All that there is of possibility is seeking expression through men. God wants those who can play music to have pianos and every other music, and to have the means to cultivate their talents to the fullest extent. He wants those who can appreciate beauty to be able to surround themselves with beautiful things. He wants those who can discern truth to have every opportunity to travel and observe. He wants those who can appreciate dress to be beautifully clothed, and those who can appreciate good food to be luxuriously fed. He wants all these things because it is himself that enjoys and appreciates them. It is God who wants to play and sing and enjoy beauty and proclaim truth and wear fine clothes and eat good foods. The desire you feel for riches is the infinite seeking to express himself in you as he sought to find expression in the little boy at the piano.
Give every man more in use value than you take away from him in cash value. Because you are to cause your creation of riches from the formless substance, it does not follow that they are to take shape right before your eyes without the work of hands. Do not impress the thought of $1 million on formless substance, aka God, until the money takes form without hands in the room where you sit or elsewhere. But if you want $1 million, hold the mental image of it with the most positive certainty that it is on its way to you. Have absolute faith that the money is coming. Never think of it, speak of it in any other way than as being sure to arrive. Claim it as already yours. it will be brought to you by the power of the supreme intelligence. The supreme acts upon the minds of men. For example, if you live in Cleveland, it may be that a man from Texas or Japan will be brought to engage in some transaction which will result into you getting to what you want. Do not forget for a moment that the thinking substance is through all, in all, communicating with all, and can influence all. By desire, faith, and acting in a certain way, you can certainly have $1 million in your house. And it is just as certain that you can have any other thing that you want. Don't hesitate to ask largely. It is God's pleasure to give you the kingdom. Fix upon your consciousness the fact that the desire you feel for the possession of riches is actually the desire of God for a more complete expression through you. Your faith becomes invisible when you do this. This is a difficult point with most people. They retain the old idea that poverty and self-sacrifice is pleasing to God. They have the idea that God has finished his works and made all that he can make. They hold to so much of this erroneous thought that they feel ashamed to ask for more. They try not to want more, but just enough to make them fairly comfortable.
I recall now the case of one student who was told that he must get in mind a clear picture of the things he desired, so that the creative thought of them might be impressed on formless substance. He was a very poor man, living in a rented house and having only what he earned from day to day, and he could not grasp the fact that all wealth was his. So after thinking the matter over, he decided that he might reasonably ask for a new rug for the floor of his best room, and an anthracite coal stove to heat the house during the cold weather. Following the instructions given in this book, he obtained these things in a few months, and then it dawned upon him that he had not asked enough. He went through the house in which he lived and planned all the improvements he would like to make in it. He mentally added a bay window here and a room there, until it was complete in his mind as his ideal home. And then he planned its furnishings. Holding the whole picture in his mind, he began living in the certain way, and moving toward what he wanted. And he owns the house now, and is rebuilding it after the form of his mental image. And now with still larger faith, he is going on to get greater things. It has been unto him according to his faith, and it is so with you and with all of us.
That concludes my 6th episode for the 216 Wealth Study, also known as the 216 Wealth Reading Rainbow or the Wealth Cliff Notes. Tune in to my episode 7 for it's called Gratitude. It's titled Gratitude. Before I leave, I want to give a 216 shout out to Young Teller. He's in Florida rapping, holding it down, making Cleveland look good. I just want to give a shout out. He's from the 216 area like me. Support our artists and our entrepreneurs from Cleveland. Until next time, I'll be shouting out more gems, more jewels, and to get everybody on the process and the GPS of getting wealth.
I want the M's. I said I want the M's. I want the M's. Yes, I want the M's.